Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy! Welcome back to more Kid Icarus Uprising. In the last episode, we went to That First Town! Yes, that's actually the name of the first town of the game. It's That First Town. And we defeated Twin Bellis in the Coliseum! In this episode, before we move out, I'd like to go over some new things. I'd like to go over the idol toss this time around. We went over idols last time. And one thing I didn't mention is that you can actually basically play the trophy lottery here. You can put eggs that you get just from playing levels, and you can toss them up onto the top screen. You can get that. Now, what kind of sucks is you can actually drop an egg, it'll crack, and it can actually break for good, and it's gone. You can use play coins, if you have any, to buy more eggs, if that's really what you want to do. Putting more eggs into the fountain will also let you do that. Now, I gotta ask really quick. How is this fountain even working? This is just inexplicably floating. The water's somehow keeping it up and perfectly balanced. I don't get it. So, I hadn't shown the idol toss. Wow. Crazy what they'll consider an achievement these days. Remember when the 360 first came out and you really had to kick some ass to get some achievements? Yeah, not that way anymore, is it? Okay. Anyway. Before we head out, though, I do want to change my weapon here. I think now would also be a good time to display weapon fusion, because I got the exact same weapons twice the last time. Did I mention that enough times in the past episode? No, I don't think I have. We can get a ball cannon right there. Cannons are really, really slow class, but they have the ability to do some pretty great damage from a distance. They're kind of the heavy artillery. Burning Palm, that would passively inflict burn on enemies, which would be kind of nice, and it also has shot cancellation of 1. Palms kind of suck for melee, but they're really good for ranged attacks. And oh man, that is a tough one. That has 5 stars on range, which is like a godsend this early in the game, because you saw everything else had like 1 star, 1.5, but that's got 5. Only downside is it's got overall defense -2. I don't know if I want to go for that or not, though, because it's actually a pretty big gimp on me if I do it. You know what? I need to show claws eventually, and I am never going to get a 5-star thing there later on. I know that range damage is kind of bad for claws, and I kind of would rather have melee for that, but you know what? I actually want to do that, though, because that's interesting, and I've never had that come up that early in a playthrough. Now, heading on to Chapter 2, this is kind of weird. There's no intensity gates already, so I'm going to be playing on whatever the tray this is on, which happens to be 4.3. Let's move out. I really hope I'm not going to regret choosing those claws. Oh, boy.
And we're off! Ah! This weather's nasty!
Yes, but your next mission can't wait. You must defeat Dark Lord Gao.
Dark Lord? Seriously? Hasn't the Dark Lord thing been done to death already?
He's earned it. He's working for Medusa. Her forces are coming from his castle. A human army is going to fight him, but they don't stand a chance.
So what you're saying is we need a brave hero to face the Dark Lord?
I suppose it is an old story. But don't forget, this is the Underworld army we're dealing with. And anybody with the title Dark Lord won't be some low-level minion.
So what are we talking? Mini-boss? Final boss? Well, whatever. I hope this Dark Lord's hungry for a hot plate of
punishment. Okay, I had to get at least one pun off because Pip beat me to making the first pun of the series this whole piece of cake thing last time. Okay, I know it wasn't very good. I swear I will think of a better pun before the end of this episode. I swear it. Anyway, so going through here, I like how the storm looks a lot. It looks really cool though, but what I don't get is that Palutena here acts like it's really obvious that the Underworld army is causing this lightning, and I'm like, isn't there a such thing as weather in ancient Greece? I don't know. Oh, over there, actually, I hate to interrupt myself, but that there is actually a new enemy. That is a Soufflee. Soufflees are rare enemies that drop a lot of hearts when defeated, but as their name implies, they try to fly away from you. I'm going to show an up-close picture of a Soufflee right now because I'd like to draw your attention to something. According to the idle description of Soufflees in Kid Icarus Uprising, that face is actually not a face. It's actually just a bit of a defense mechanism so that it looks cute, so that people won't want to attack it, because they're very weak. If you want to know something creepy that will ruin the adorableness of such an enemy for you forever, apparently, that cherry on top of its head is its eyeball. Yeah, normally I wouldn't want to ruin such an adorable enemy for you, but I'm just kind of one of those types that loved that enemy so much that as soon as I read that idle description, it was ruined for me. And it's like, if it's going to be ruined for me, I got to ruin it for other people too. I know, I'm such a wonderful person. Okay, no, not really. I just thought it was interesting to share. Anyway, we head up here, and we're going to be going down into this chasm. This is...
Let's make our way underground.
I like how the music actually changes right here. I haven't praised the soundtrack to Kid Icarus Uprising, though, but I'm pretty sure I love the music in every game I Let's Play.
suppose it
Go ahead
makes
and do
sense
that. I like how you can melee enemies up close, actually. I don't know if you saw me doing it back there, but there was a Ganymede, just like there was in Chapter 1, and if you melee that, as well as if you melee that enemy right there, it's actually better, because some enemies will counterattack you if shot, but they don't when meleeed, for example, like that. So you definitely don't want to shoot those, because you're definitely at close proximity, and they can shoot off their spikes at you.
Pit, behind you!
Let me at him.
I'll control your flight path so you don't run into anything. Just focus on shooting and dodging.
Got it.
Wow, a 5-star weapon is a lot better than I could have ever hoped for this. I am done with that so much quicker than you're supposed to be.
Dark Lord Gal's castle is up ahead.
But what about that wall?
Don't worry, I'll help you over.
It was in my face!
It's fun, right?
Yeah! Take that, wall! Look!
The people will never defeat Gal with the underworld forces in their way.
The humans are taking a beating. They need our help.
Normally I'd agree with you, but
What is it?
do you remember how long the power of flight lasts?
5 minutes?
And remember what happens when it runs out?
Our wings burn up?
We don't have time to assist the people. We have to go straight for Gowl. I'll take you into the castle. From there, it's up to you to face the Dark Lord. His defeat will force the Underworld army into retreat.
Roger. Get ready for a display of raw angel power.
That gorgeous moon, yo.
So this is the Dark Lord's castle.
Yes, he must have scrambled to build it after Medusa's resurrection. He's using this castle as a stronghold for Underworld monsters. Monsters designed to wreak havoc and sow sadness. Are you excited?
Yeah. It's like a birthday party where everyone wants to kill me.
Alright, so Dark Lord Gal's castle. This is going to be kind of the beginning of us actually having to interact with the environment. We didn't have to do that hardly at all in Chapter 1. I mean, the only thing we could really interact with, if you even want to count it, was that intensity gate. And yeah, that was kind of just play on a higher difficulty or don't. Okay. New enemy, actually. I meant to bring this up earlier, but they were kind of talking and I didn't want to talk over it. That is a Handora. I know that's kind of a forced pun. Over here is yet another new enemy. This is a Monolith, the creator of the greatest game of all time. Okay, it's actually just a sideways platform type thing that gets in your way. They were more actually like proper platforms in the original Kid Icarus, but they're more hazards in this one. Over to you. There is a Ganymede once again. You want to melee them right in the face. You do not want to do that, and thankfully I have claws, and even though they don't have a very high rating, still. Anyway, once we head out here, be prepared for one of my favorite speeches from Palutena.
I'm sensing treasure somewhere to your left.
How do you know that?
From the heavens, I can see through your laurel crown to divine your surroundings.
Really? That's amazing!
And that's not all I can see, Pit. I can also see what's in your heart.
Oh! That's really something.
So you'd better not be thinking about anything naughty.
What? How did you...
Just kidding. Seriously? Reading hearts through laurel crowns?
I know. I was also kidding.
Sure you were.
They're so adorable together. That right there was a Speck Nose, actually. Funny thing, in the original Kid Icarus, there were multiple endings depending on how well you did. Palutena is a jerk. Not just for what she said to Pit, though, but one of the original endings you get to the first Kid Icarus game is that Palutena would turn you into a Speck Nose for taking too long to rescue her. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Such a jerk to Pit, but you gotta love her even still. I don't know why, you just do. Anyway, we head over here, and we're gonna have our only secret besides that area off to the left that I went to. If you go here, you can walk behind this carpet, and you'll see this symbol here. You walk teleporter, and at the end of it, you are going to get this, the Sagittarius Bow. This is an example of a Zodiac weapon. In every even-numbered chapter, at least most even-numbered chapters, you'll find these. They are special weapons that are typically, you can't find them unless you go into these areas at least once. After that, you can get them normally. So they're just kind of some extra little weapons that you can find along the way, and I'll be talking about all of them. But anyway, let's head up here.
Look at that!
How did a human make it into the castle?
Well, I didn't expect to see an angel here. Hope this doesn't mean I've kicked the bucket.
I think you should help him.
He's taking on the Underworld Army himself. And surviving. Are you sure this guy's really a human?
Absolutely.
You have a private conversation with yourself, Angelface?
Sorry about that. I'm Pig, servant of the goddess Palutena. I'm here to defeat Dark Lord Gao.
So, you're here for a slice of the pie, too?
Pie? Where? I'm here to defend humans from the brutality of the Underworld Army.
Sure, the angel. And me, I'm in it for the reward. Since we both want to take down Gao, how about we work together?
I don't know about that.
What do you got to lose? It'll be easier on both of us.
Lady Palutena, what do you think?
He makes a compelling argument.
All right then. Resuming mission Dark Lord Suppression.
I'm Magnus, by the way. Pleased to meet you. Don't hit me, and we'll get along just fine. I'll follow your lead from here.
If there was ever a time for me to praise the soundtrack, it's here. Magnus's theme. I love it so freaking much. This is a song that I listen to on repeat a lot whenever I feel like I need some motivation. Oh, I just love it so much. Magnus is awesome too, by the way, if you haven't gathered that. Some people theorize that Magnus is based on mythology. He is believed by some to be based on Heracles because he was the strongest human. And on top of that, Heracles was known to fight with a club, and Magnus's sword behaves a lot like clubs that you can equip.
Magnus sure is strong.
Yes, especially for a human.
He must really want that reward.
He may not be made of the sturdiest moral fiber, but that's fine with me.
I'm surprised you feel that way.
Humans are driven by desire. It's convenient to know what fate they'll chase.
That's kind of cold, but it makes sense. I guess.
Hey, if you're chatting with your precious goddess, give her a message from me. Tell her she's been sleeping on a job. My world is on the edge of collapse.
I take it back. This guy's a jerk.
Okay.
I love that so much. That is one of my favorite speeches, though. But what I was saying was that I believe that Heracles is referenced by another character in this game. We're not going to be meeting him for a long, long time, but that's just kind of how I personally feel. Over here, that marble, if you hit it, that'll cause shots to just go bouncing all over the room. It's really, really helpful for taking out large waves of enemies, and they don't appear that much throughout our adventure. So we actually saw one of the few instances of it. Well, let's go ahead and ride this up here, and if we head on off to this door here, we will get introduced to something new.
Wait, is this? It is! A hot spring!
Apparently someone likes his spa time.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
You go in fully dressed? Don't you at least want to change into a swimming tunic or something?
Oh, no. The Angel's Code of Conduct says that we must always be ready for duty.
I guess you wouldn't be an angel if you didn't do things by the book.
Yeah. And I don't want to steam the sacred buns.
We're done talking about this.
It gets me every time. Hot springs will restore your health, but in a limited capacity. They can restore you back to full health pretty easily, but if you keep going back to them and relying on them, you'll just end up wasting the hot spring and it'll stop recovering your health, so you kind of can't keep going back to them earlier in the level to be able to do that. This treasure box here sucks. It's like one heart, it just spawns a bunch of enemies. I know Magnus says that it's a trap, but still, you gotta get every treasure chest. You just gotta. Got poisoned right there. I hate those things. I think they're called shlooms. I freaking hate those enemies so much. If you shoot them, they release a huge cloud of poison that's really tough to avoid, and you have to melee them to make them not do it, or you need to shoot them from really, really far away. If you got a sniping weapon, it's really irritating to fight those things. I haven't really gone into status much. There is burn, there's poison, which is damage over time. There's a few others which we'll be getting into later, but I hadn't really made mention of them quite yet. Of course, there's fatigue if you run too long.
Looks like a long way
And
up.
we're gonna be... God, that freaking Pandora. Alright. Take you out, because that thing will actually follow you all the way up to the top if you don't take it out. Alright, so all we need to do is just go ahead and run all the way... Whoa, hey, I was actually inside the barrier there, and then I ran out of it. That was kind of bad. I could have actually really benefited from that. Let's take you out. Here we go. Alright. So, I actually got paralyzed there. So with Magnus by our side, nothing else to do but head on into Gao's lair.
Prepare for defeat, Dark Lord Gao!
Palutena's little messenger boy, and Magnus is always a pleasure.
Sorry I'm late. I had other business to attend to.
Wait, you two know each other?
Dark Lord Gal. Alright, starting this off, Magnus is going to be up close doing the melee damage. Your best bet is going to be holding back and doing range damage. Gal has attacks like lasers as well as some energy shots, and they're easier to dodge if you're further back. Gal also can do close proximity explosions or charge attacks, and those are also much easier to avoid if you are just far away. Having a weapon with high range damage is typically best for this. That's part of the reason why I wanted to get that weapon when I still could. So, once you do all that, there's not really much else to Gal. Also a pretty simple fight. Definitely more interactive than Twin Bellows, but...
I don't know much about the situation. It seems that Magnus and Gal used to be close friends.
What? Seriously?
They were part of the same band of monster-fighting mercenaries. But Gal's heart was weak and he couldn't resist the temptation of the underworld.
Seeing them fighting, it's hard to believe they were ever friends. Dark Lord suppressed!
Nice work, Angel Face. I'm sorry it had to come to this.
Gal was a human? I didn't know. What have I done?
You can't feel bad. Just think of all the other people you've saved. Besides, she looks like she's still holding on.
Really?
But we need to regroup. The war against Medusa is just starting.
Now, I gotta say, first time playing, that really surprised me, and I thought that was just so cool, the way that Magnus and Gal's story connected like that. But I don't mean to take any seriousness out of what just happened, but I swore that I would have a better pun than the one that I made earlier, and I think I got one. Dark Lord Gal was a girl. Guess that's what I call a Dark Lord Gal. Okay. Anyway, on to the weapons that we got. I'll stop. It's the first weapon from that set that we've gotten. That is a sniping weapon. Kind of weird to use in single player, but can be really useful in multiplayer if you're the sniping type. Here we got a stage unlock for multiplayer. Not bad. Alright. I also acquired an arm. I got a crusher arm. And, yeah. And I think I'm going to go ahead to my gear really quick and see what else I got. Now, I might have some more weapons than what it looks like I picked up because I actually had to re-record this chapter due to some mishaps that happened. So I have a few extra weapons as a result of that. Oh, the Sagittarius. Oh, shaking +1 and heart bonus +3. That's not bad. Forward dash continuous fire is also not that bad. It's only got 1 star for range, but that's a little disappointing. It's going to suck going from like a 5-star down to like a 1. But I like the Sagittarius bow personally and how it plays. I've already used a fortune bow, so I'm not going to try to use too many bows, but I still want to use it because it's our first Zodiac weapon that we've encountered. So I'll go ahead and equip that, and I think we'll use that next time. And then, what else do I want to do? Go ahead and add that. Invisible shots are kind of better for multiplayer. I don't really see them all that useful for single player, just so people can't see where the fire's coming from. It's really nice. Let's see. Alright, I think we got pretty much everything taken care of here that I wanted to do. Next time on Kid Icarus Uprising, we'll be moving out once again to Chapter 3, Heads of the Hue Drop. See you guys then.